is how you do have degrees in soft tissue therapy and human biology. Now, my question, knowing this, is how does your formal education help you in your career path? Because I know you do massage therapy, soft tissue therapy, as
Yep.
well. You're a martial arts instructor. So how does your university degrees, how do they help you with your?
Yeah, it helps me in every single way. Martial arts training helps me immensely. So therapists, when they're treating for a long time, start to develop a somatic kind of feeling. So it doesn't happen that much these days because I don't seem to need it there. But for a while there, I was treating someone and I go, can you feel this in your body right now? They're like, yeah, I can feel that. How do you know? And what it's called is called mirrored neurology. There's a neurological thing going on. But being so in touch with the body through the training, like your body becomes more sensitive. The more you train, the more you open it, the more you develop more energy. More you do through foundation training, the body becomes more sensitive. You become more aware, and because you become more aware, you can. And I've got a natural ability of empathy. So it's like one of my gifts as a healer. So I can feel into the inner world of people. In terms of my own body, a big part of, I remember one of my teachers saying years ago, like a movement therapist she said, your body is your PhD. And I'm going, okay, I understand exactly what you mean. So, I tore my ITB on my left leg because I just wanted to master leg training. No, there's like a knife-like pain in my leg. I go, no, I'm going to get this. I'm going to push it. So I'm essentially doing pistol squats for an hour. And the next day, the ITB was torn. I could hardly even walk. And that was before I knew anything about activating glutes, activating pelvic floor, VMO activation on the side of the knee, all the parts of the anatomy that should be happening. So, the Kung Fu training I did, and because of my neurology, my body developed massive quad dominance. So my quads thought that I needed to do all the work. So there were some knee issues coming. The ITB tightened. As an inflare in my hip and rotated forward on that side, which makes the ITB tighter anyway. So there's all these things that gradually, as I learned how to unwind my injuries, it taught me how to be really good at treating. I'm a shoulder specialist now. I'm a neck specialist, and I treat. I'm like a last resort practitioner for a lot of people, and they're amazed that I can get results. And it's because of the internal training. It's because of unwinding my own injuries. And I've got a lot of overuse injuries from the Kung Fu training. I had a bicep tendinopathy on both sides, but one side it was there for 7 years, and it's all from doing P-Tran and Shingi, the chop, and just saying I'm sick of this. I just force it through, which is the psychology people have with tendon injuries. Tendon injuries don't bugger off quick. Sometimes they hang around for 2 years, even no matter how much work you do with them. And so I'm like, I know now that tendinopathy should have been gone within 3 to 6 months. What I didn't get was actual proper help. I just thought I could do it, not even really knowing that much. I thought the martial arts and the Qigong training was all I needed, and that's a big mistake a lot of people have. And it's something I want to put into, because I'm releasing courses now online. I just released my first one on Wednesday, and that's the big elements of the foundation training that I learned from my teacher, like real key elements. But it's not all of it. The next course I'm releasing called Warrior Legs, that's a big part of the foundation training for the legs, and that's the big roots for training a lot of different systems at once through the legs. And that's got a combination of all the Eastern stuff, because I've embodied that stuff, so I understand it, but I understand it intellectually now too. So I can teach it with good cueing, but I also understand, okay, you might have an ankle block, an anterior impingement of the ankle. You might have glutes that don't fire well. The breathing's not good, so it's hard for the glutes to even fire because the diaphragm doesn't work properly, that sort of stuff. So it's got Eastern and Western rehab within something that's training something to make your legs very strong and powerful. And it's the roots of the energy, it's the roots of the power for martial arts. Useful for yoga people, for runners, sprinters, all sorts of people it's useful for. But what I'm pouring into my work is pretty much what I had to do with my past, which wasn't just Eastern way, even though Eastern way is so good. It has answers when the Western way doesn't go too well anymore. I'm pouring the Eastern and Western stuff in together to make people better move forward